Hey, GM everyone. Index card. GM.
GM Panda, back after a little weekend away. While you've been kind of pushing on, you got a new identity here, I see, though.
We're going to the LOL ship, the little ship. So we gotta edit us into the watermark here. But what are we up to today? We got just a little bit of time, but we had a couple things we want to do. What are we doing?
Yeah, we maybe like a quick hour, 50 minutes here. Just kind of recalibrate ourselves after I spent the weekend away, align ourselves on our vision. And I think before this kind of stream, we hopped on a call real quick. And we'd like to do a weekly consistent show. And so sort of a brainstorming ideation session around that show, maybe build some marketing materials, kind of flesh out the idea a little bit. But that's kind of what we're doing. Working around the concept of a weekly consistent schedule here. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's roll the intro and
Should we do it though? Yeah. All right. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. GM again. I feel like we always got to do double GMs. Panda's playing around with the watermark right now, but do we want to take a quick detour to our little disclaimer? Get some disclaimer practice in.
Yeah, let's do it. We got a whole Figma page devoted just to the disclaimer. Welcome to Let's Play Lil Nouns. This is an adventure. It's entertainment. It's a game. It's not financial advice. It's not legal advice. And in fact, we are sponsored. We have a sponsor, Index, don't we?
We're doing a whole season of content around playing nouns, going from Little Nouns to Nouns DAO, and Little Nouns has sponsored us via Prop 116. So, thank you, Little Nouns.
Where can anyone read the terms of our sponsorship?
LittleNouns.wtf/vote/116. It's all on chain. We got 15.42 ETH total for our sponsorship. 7.5 to you, 7.5 to me, a little 0.42 cheddar to Boop. And we're producing a lot of content around the noun-ish ecosystem from the perspective of Little Nouners.
Yeah, so this is kind of new. I think this is the first time you're seeing this, but can I run this new language by you?
Let's do it.
So we did our first half of our season, and what I learned was, like, this game is really, really hard. I called it expert mode. Like, it was really hard for us to pass our prop. So I just want to make that clear to people. Like, don't think this is easy. I generally recommend anyone DMs me and says, hey, should I buy a token? I generally say no, just because it's a highly, highly competitive game. You're playing with very, very sophisticated players. I wanted to, kind of incorporate this a little bit. I haven't talked to you about this at all, Index, but have you heard of the Pareto, kind of the 90-10 rule? You're muted, by the way.
I thought I clicked the button. Sorry. Yeah, usually like 80-20, 90-10 here. But in nouns, honestly, I kind of wonder what the actual percentage might be.
Yeah.
Maybe a homework assignment for one of us.
My thought is it's going to be like, I don't know.
90. I wanted to just say 99 for the sake of it, but I don't know what it actually might be.
I would say for the token and trading, it probably is 99.1. But what nouns you can earn without spending or putting ETH at risk. And so for that kind of value, that is sort of a new paradigm, really.
Yeah, true. Just time and reputation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've talked to you much about this, but it's kind of come back to me and just yeah, poker. So I went to college like during this historic Hold'em kind of poker boom, and I was poker's a game. It's a game of skill. It has luck, but mostly skill. So I learned a lot of lessons from poker. And one thing in poker is, of all the players playing poker, like the vast majority lose money. Like here it says 90-10. I would guess it's, yeah, 90-10 is probably right. But everyone's playing this game. It's a game of skill and strategy, and the majority of people are losing money. But people still play. Like it's a fun game. It's very popular. But the takeaway, as I apply it to nouns and in my experiences, I really just think that the vast majority of people that buy and sell tokens for profit or attempted profit are going to fail. And like I'm happy to be proven wrong. Like I'm not rooting for that outcome, but I feel like I want to tell people that if they're watching our stuff. I want people to know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably very likely to be true, whether you want it or not. It's just kind of the way it is. We don't have tangible numbers right now, but I'm kind of interested. I don't know if I will take this on, but kind of interested to see what the nouns numbers kind of are. Although it's going to be really difficult because of the openness of nouns and the nouns ecosystem. How do you really quantify who's in the game, who's not? But
I mean, one frame is we're all in the game. Like it's the only question is whether you know you're playing a game and whether you fess up to it or whether whether you don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I'm thinking more about this, the flip side of this is like, I think nouns is a wonderful place to learn skills and to learn to build. And it's very possible to like only use your time and get rewarded in ETH. And so if you play the game that way, where you just kind of earn ETH for labor, then that's what I'm doing. And that's what I do recommend to people is like submit a prop, meet some friends, join a call. All that is sort of a different category of thing. That's kind of what this show is about, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess for our prop, really, it's been a lot of just time. I mean, we do own Little Nouns tokens, so there's some capital put in, but for the most part, we're talking mostly time here, and a lot of it from both of us.
Yeah. Yep.
I still got
cool.
that slightly decreased opacity on that zombie stain. I don't know how that got in there, but it stayed around. Maybe we just keep it.
There you
I try to wash it out or something.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of while you've been gone, I've sort of decided to do a new character arc. This, it's called the LOL ship. This is noun 679. This is the 16th noun that Lil Nouns owns. And I'm kind of trying to trend my turn at being a pirate ship here. I love the LOL shirt. I love the pirate ship. I love, it's sort of, pirates go on adventures. Like if you look at every story about a pirate, it's, it's about an adventure, finding the gold, freeing the princess. And I feel like that's what you and I are on, is an adventure. And so I love my little panda. Like I'm always going to come back to my little panda. But I think for now I'm on an adventure. And so shifting over to LOL ship, LOL ship. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like it. I think the whole adventure thing, I mean, it was the on our banner for Prop 116, right? It was one of the early, actually maybe the first asset we created for our proposal. And there's nothing really better than this pirate ship. And if you think about kind of other games, you know, you can change your character. You equip different items or whatever, depending on the quest you're going on or what you need. So for this quest, I think this little ship, LOL ship, however we end up calling it, or you call it at the end of the day, is pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
And I think you might be one of the first. I don't want to say one of the first, but maybe one of the first to adopt different personalities depending on your like quest or mission.
Oh, that's interesting. I was going to say you've done different forms of yourself many times based on sort of an external event. Like, during Christmas, I don't remember, but maybe you did a Christmas themed version or something like that.
I've done a few. Like when I went to Art Basel Miami, I put on like a kind of a Miami Vice suit. Obviously Hack Week, I put on a hard hat. There's been a bunch of them, yeah. But no, I haven't changed my noun completely, and I don't know if I ever could, obviously, but
yeah, for sure. Right. But yeah, I think it's also really integral to the story that we're telling, because we got our start from Little Nouns. We kind of found our community of people, and Little Nouns owns this LOL ship noun. Like, we bought it. I mean, we're some fractional owners of it, sort of, in some sense. So I think we should start embracing our nouns. I mean, I think it's part of the game. It's embracing the absurdity, and we've got a lot of beautiful ones.
Yeah, 16 total right now. Oh, there. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, some of these are really, really nice. The maze is nice. The stapler is nice. Oh, you guys have that's the wave. Okay. I was just looking at the wave noun today, honestly. The chef's hat. I really like ETH toothbrush, though, to be honest. I don't know why. He's got a little bit of quirkiness to him. The mouth, maybe.
This is also,
he's got yellow teeth, too.
The best shirt. Yeah. And I think this is the best shirt for the ETH logo. On a lot of the shirt colors, it just doesn't look as sharp, in my opinion. But yeah, I also had Al on the show yesterday, and he reminded me, or as we were talking about these, is like every single one of these nouns started out as a Little Nouns proposal. And that's on Ethereum forever. You can go back to kind of see the beginning of how this DAO has come to acquire nouns. And it's like, that's, each one of these nouns has a story.
Yeah. I feel like also it's only just getting started, and you've kind of taken up the helm on building out more of the story post proposal or acquisition, and you've caused a little bit of a frenzy, and maybe have encouraged others to want to do the same. Not quite to the extremes that you're doing it, but yeah, you've kind of started a little bit of a trend here in Little Nouns.
I mean, in terms of if you're a fan of the Hip Rose Noggles, this has got to be one of the best ones. Very clean, happy, smiling, cooking something up, very memeable. My first impulse was to go to this one, but then I kind of shopped it around the community, and people like the pirate ship. But yeah, the maze is beautiful. The stapler, I think, also is just, I mean, the way this gradient shirt kind of fits in, and the stapler, the way it sort of smiles, it's really, really nice one.
I have to admit, I don't know if something about the stapler, I don't know if I like it as much. I mean, it's aesthetic and it's like matching, but for some reason it doesn't speak to me. I don't know, the same way you do.
Fair.
Yeah.
I will say,
I am noticing that smile now, though. That light red
is also
kind of uptick.
Yeah. Also, the cheapest noun ever sold at auction, picked up by Lulz. We literally purchased the bottom.
It is impressive.
Shark's always popular.
Skull. People like the skull.
Stake noun was our first. This was an OTC deal with an important person in Lul Nouns and nouns.
Who has no incentive to no financial incentive, just pure stake in the game, right?
Yeah.
Never profited off of a proposal. Not in it to get paid to build.
I think it's a good balance to have, and I think honestly, it's good to have some tension and some dynamics, because I think that brings out the. I mean, I know, speaking for myself, that has brought out the best in me. You know, my first time on chain, if I had just not met quorum because not many people were interested and no one really engaged with me, that's one thing. But Will does vote. He has strong opinions. He engages, and he really does just bring out the best in me.
No, I agree. But okay, slightly. I guess I don't know if this is controversial, but based on some of the sentiment shared the other day about builders incentivized to get funding, do you consider the sale of this stake noun kind of in that vein, or no?
I don't think so. I mean, actually, I'll say this. I wasn't there at the time. I wasn't familiar. Okay. And I will say, I've said this for a while about how the DAO, there's no such thing as talking about a Lul Nouns DAO as a cohesive, continuous body, because it changes block to block. And that's true, like, day to day. Like, we saw the same proposal with a technical failure go up again, and it didn't pass. So I think it's really hard to go back in time and try to analyze things retrospectively if you weren't there. So I'm a little hesitant to talk about that. My understanding was it was the floor price. I mean, I assume that was a fairly competitive market, and it was an OTC deal. So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's more to that story, but that's my impression so far without knowing much.
Very fair. I mostly asked I not to put you on a spot, but just to learn how you would handle the question or answer it, and just to get your perspective. I wasn't there at the time either, so I shouldn't comment too much on it. I just know it was sold above the acquisition price of the actual noun, but that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I didn't really dig deeper.
Yeah, but all that's to say, for people listening, like, you can buy a token, and then like the very next block, the DAO could be attacked. I mean, it's just you're in a very kind of averse environment, and so if you're going to buy tokens in any of these DAOs, you should just be hyper aware of that, in my opinion. Because I think a lot of these are going to have low liquidity, although this, Will's definitely provided some secondary liquidity. So in a way, there's like, that's kind of admirable. I don't know, it's a complicated thing with Will. What are your thoughts?
I just have like broad general thoughts, and I really appreciate and respect his participation in the DAO at the end of the day, just to keep it simple. I mean, as we all know, it's like it all just comes down to you own the token, you have the vote, and it's really kind of at the core, that's it, and everything outside of that is kind of extra. But so if you stick to the core aspect of everything, he's just doing his thing, and I respect it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Makes it fun, exciting. Yeah.
Hey, I did this. I worked a lot on this while you were gone. Um, have you seen this, by the way? Do you know which little noun this represents?
Uh, I don't know if I know. Do I know?
I think when I tell you, it's going to hit you, and you're going to be like, "Oh, obvious."
I can picture this, but I don't know if I can tell you.
JP.
Is this embarrassing? JP. Ah, okay.
Yeah, because one of his friends saw it and was like, "Oh my God, that's so you. You're so bright and smiley and happy all the time."
That's a pretty good one, yeah.
Just really fits him. And he he passed a proposal.
Ugh.
Got to shout out to JP because he passed a proposal to do something that I didn't know how to do, and he taught me how to do it. And so even though his first prop passed, it failed to execute, so he immediately submitted the same prop again, and then that didn't get enough yes votes to pass. So he ended up wasting all this time campaigning for votes, learning this new thing. And at the end of the day, like, he's out a bunch of money paying gas to put these props on chain. That sucks.
Yeah. Tough. But I don't know. There's so many factors. I've heard some people say that they didn't feel like voting twice. Timing of the prop was challenging. There's so many things, but I guess that's the way it goes. I don't know. Is that the first instance?
Not sure. There was a Zach XBT prop that kind of failed due to that weird thing, but that passed on the second iteration.
Oh yeah, that's a good reference. I forgot about that one. All right, we got about 30 minutes left. We've gone on quite a little meandering path here for a bit, but it's good.
Yeah. What should we do next?
Kind of discuss maybe the concept of like a weekly consistent show.
Definitely.
Do we make a new page for that or no?
Well, let's talk about what we can deliver today. Today, I think we should deliver a visual that announces the new time of the show. And I see that as sort of like a poster or marketing or something, but we can start wherever and just reorganize it later, I guess.
Yeah, Mad Men stage, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Maybe we should have a Mad Men.
I mean, we don't actually know the time either. Sure, Mad Men. I mean, you've kind of I feel like any page you start working in becomes one, but
yeah, true. I got to do it.
But I mean, the same thing to me. I mean, my computer is a mess, but
does it work better when there's more pages? Like, does that work better on your computer?
I feel like performance-wise, it is better. I don't really know how Figma handles it. Like, does it just load it all regardless? But it should really load things on like a page-by-page basis, I think.
Yeah, it's a lighter load on my computer, but yeah, as soon as we start to affect performance issues, we gotta. Yeah, just let me know when that becomes an issue, and we'll clean it up.
I'm good so far. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, did you see I put you on here as the sale?
I like it.
I mean, on the one hand, I really do want you like right up here with me, or maybe up at the top scouting. But I feel like you're kind of utilitarian, and if you're a giant kind of rectangle that can sort of harness wind and energy to propel us forward, plus you can kind of scope out what's ahead of us. I mean, I feel like this is kind of where you're meant to be.
I could become the main one, perhaps, but we lose the pirate ship element to it. But yeah, I like being kind of on it.
Yeah, I
I
got
feel like I'm more than just a passenger, you know?
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we could have your noggles looking backwards, just so you're like watching our tail. But I don't know. I'm open to putting you wherever. I also threw just some important people for our journey. You recognize this little cow?
Key player. Dot.
Yeah. I would say he's steering the ship. He's in the engine room. He's doing like the dirty work down below, and he's making sure the ship is going forward.
Little boop down there. Al, of course.
Yeah, I put Bix directly on top of Al because yeah, when Will Price delegated his 400 votes to Bix, Al DM'd her and said, "GM Daddy Bix."
uh, yeah. No, I mean there is some like new power dynamics in the Little Nouns DAO at play right now. Those are kind of like two of the biggest individual token, not token holders, but I guess delegated token holders, right?
Yeah.
Actually, don't know. Little Nouns Agora. Been a little out of the loop, but let's see.
And of course, I got Will Price Whale down here, swimming in the same sea, like a very large presence. Unclear, like whether interests are always aligned now or whether they will be in the future, but integral part of the story, I'd say. Like every story needs some tension, it needs some drama, and Will the Whale has definitely given us some drama and some tension, and could end up really kind of pushing us over the finish line and could end up kind of standing in our way. We're not quite sure.
Let's see. I oh man, it's when you sent this to me originally, the face and the whale is like, and the hood, it's so perfect, like unbelievably perfect. I laughed in real life. I like him just kind of lurking, like, oh, he's got a little mixed there. Yeah. I like him just kind of like lurking, waiting, following us.
Yeah, he can do a lot of moves. Like I like this. This is like the flip. He can jump out of the water like a Free Willy thing. Like when he's super happy. He can also do the full body no, which to me is better. But then there's also the minor no is the like this no. But yeah, it's great, just great fun character.
Yeah, this might be some of your best work.
All right, let's okay, so should we maybe turn this into our poster for our show? Madman stage, or what should we do?
I mean, we don't even have like a time or anything either picked out. We're really at we just have
we've got some time. I mean, we have a day picked out. Let's do that.
We have a day. Yeah, we have a day. 8 p.m. Okay. I mean, I guess it's kind of on partially on you too, right? You're able to carve this time out.
Yeah, as long as it's regular, I can do it.
Let's see.
Do you think 7, 8, 9? I mean, we could just start at 8. We can always change it.
So, bringing it in real life here, I get off of work at 4:30 on Wednesdays. About an hour commute home. That's like 5:30. Probably good to have some time to prepare and get ready and do other things.
And get dinner so you're not hungry.
Yeah, so like 8's probably the best for now. We'll say 8th.
Okay.
8. I don't know. I said 8th, but
yeah, and I'm just kind of madmanning it up here. I'm just thinking like a Twitter post, a YouTube placeholder, and then we should make an event in the Lowdowns Discord, like even a recurring event. So what do we need on here? We need
well, we definitely have to be on it.
A watermark at least.
Yeah, we got to portray adventure, right? I kind of like. I like this so far.
Did you see what Zylag and I worked on?
I have to really go back and watch that stream. I haven't had a chance to do it all.
Yeah, no worries.
Is this in this Figma? Is it a different Figma?
Yeah, this is a different one because I shared it with him. So he started with like a treasure map theme, thinking like, a path to X. So then he kind of did that in pixel art style. And then I decided, like, what if our islands looked like Noggles? And then we just threw on, like, he's like, oh, I got to have a skull. And I took the treasure chest that you had made. So yeah, it's just one idea.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've also been thinking, I don't know, the visuals got me thinking, that I have been thinking kind of about that general front end idea you've been throwing around once in a while. I think that could be a big piece of the puzzle potentially, honestly.
Yeah.
Easier said than done for sure, but yeah, my mind keeps going to all these visual elements, and like especially with the prop yesterday, the gnarly prop that failed or was defeated, I guess. And just kind of like, I don't know, just all these gamified visual elements to represent like parts of nouns.
Mm-hmm. You want to jump in here? What else do you think could be on this here?
Let's see.
Oh, I also learned a couple excellent things.
Well, I watched him do like I didn't see it on the stream, but that voter card thing,
Yeah.
where he had those toggles and stuff. I gotta learn whatever that is.
Yep.
And it makes sense because I know Figma is intended originally to kind of like prototype websites and stuff like that. So there's probably so many features I have no concept of.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I gotta check in on that nouns font because we have like 3 different font. Well, 2 different fonts here. I had added a third one, but none of them are quite hitting the way I would like. I really like the chunkiness. I really like the chunkiness of Nountown, but it's just not legible enough. And then
You know what? That's legible. Let's play in Nountown.
It's okay. It's okay. I don't know.
Maybe I've just looked at it so long.
Yeah, I think it's if you know, you know. But if you're coming new to it, you're gonna be like, what?
Even like this when it's lowercase. Yeah, the other thing to shout out is Mike and I were just chatting, and I'm like in a voice channel, and I said, hey, why don't we just go to the Little Nouns voice chat? And then a bunch of people ended up joining, and we had a really cool chat.
Was that Friday? Or Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday. Saturday.
I was in for a bit. Much as I could be. I missed some of it. But yeah, it was a really good chat. For the most part. There was a few moments where the conversation was going to a good place, and then I felt like I was rugged on the, like, you know, we were heading there, and then all of a sudden, we got sidetracked, and I didn't get to hear what I wanted to hear.
I feel like we should start timing in UTC.
Possibly.
So it's a 4-hour difference right now.
If we could animate it with like Will popping up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like what you've done a lot.
I mean, I didn't really do anything. This is all your stuff.
Well, the layout is like, where you put stuff is like 90% of design.
Let's see. Or I guess I could just delete this and go. What if I could just... Oh, the little... Okay, it's slightly different.
Yeah, GM to all our viewers. We're on Twitter at LilPandaWTF, YouTube at LilPandaWTF. We're working on whether we do a unified brand or whether we keep building out index card. Oh, haven't really decided, or haven't really implemented anything, I should say.
I been thinking about a lot, like visual identity and like a design system for this whole thing. Um, we've kind of been all over the place, but I think I kind of like that. I don't know, um, to some extent, but kind of unifying the visual aspect probably is smarter in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
But we've gone in a bunch of different directions.
Yeah. All right. Which one do you like here? Should we do the sunset colors, the one you did?
I like the
Is this
sunset.
big one?
I mean, that's your work, but we're not really on this though. But I don't know if that matter. Can you read this either? I don't know. Maybe it. Maybe
Is
make
it
the
too
let's play
much?
bigger, like you have it.
And notice I've got a different E. Do you see the
I
difference in the
lowercased
E's?
my e. I lowercased mine.
Let's go with you. Whatever you think. You're the design guy here.
Barely. Also, this is lowercased a little bit. So like this is a lowercase n technically. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna make a Discord event, and I'm gonna queue this up for this Wednesday, the 26th.
Yeah, I don't think I have that access, so that's all you. Oh man, I still think about two unified account or separate accounts, but it's a lot of work. I guess just separate accounts probably still.
Yeah, I'm open to it as soon as you wanna take the lead on it.
So if someone took the lead on it, you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a good idea to have unified branding in one place, etc.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea. But I
So we
think
should
I'm
do
still
it
going to
then.
broadcast on Lil Panda WTF. And honestly,
Right.
I think you should build your index card too, because it doesn't cost us anything to simulcast. It's free.
Yeah, it's one of those like I gotta get to it. Yeah, this week maybe I start doing it more.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a priority, it's a priority. I don't think it's blocking us right now. You know, I used to be able to upload a photo on Discord, but now it's not letting me.
A photo.
Oh, no, here it is. I got it. Oh. Yeah, it's a different form factor than the one we just did. Anyway, we're at our time here. I
All right,
have
we could work it. Yeah, we could rework it in the future. But I do have to go, unfortunately.
All right, awesome, great to play with you. We'll definitely see you Wednesday, probably before, but definitely Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC.
Before for sure. All right, see you.
Later. And thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back later.